They know I got them vibes, so you know them fans watching me.
They in my chat with the shits. Oh, they must think they can stop me. See, we got rods on the scopes. Now don't get sniped out the lobby.
Is not on me. Now tell me, why do you see?
We send the vibes on the nation. LIB and our blood. We in the sky with this shit. Just think it came out.
See, it's 99% cap, 1% gameplay, 100% vibes. Don't bring that bullshit my way. Try your luck, go against the vibe. Where you fuck, you gon' think on my Crable the way I make them tighten up. You'll be lucky if you even score. You should read more, though I choose to live in peace. You should know I bleed war. I'm a recon man, one of the best in the sport. I keep a drone on my hip, I let it out to explore. They say the ops on the way. I see one, I know it's more. They just ran inside a building, my EMP gon' deploy. Make a panic, play support. Crypto going manic, they tryna figure out how I do assault damage. Real just mark the surroundings, I know they can't stand it. Murasky sending out his ghost and they don't understand it. I'm headed to the high ground to get an understanding. Now you from a distance, see your partners, they just left you stranded. Damn, you know you headed to the lobby, right? Sorry for your
Let me teach you how to
vibe. It was easy. Get you some practice or you always die. I know you doing that ping thing. They gone, made it out of sniper range. Level 1 knockdown shield. It's been 7 minutes in the fucking game. I'm devoted. Hit you with the devotion, hear it wind up, quick motion. Now I'm headed with the wind to your partners, but I'm focused. See, Goat just hit that beast on the hunt. Ghosts is ghosts, we reloaded, blow the EMP and we done. They know I got them vibes, so you know them fans watching me.
They in my chat with the shits. Oh, they must think they can stop me. See, we got rods on the scopes. Now don't get sniped out the lobby.
Is not on me. Now tell me, why do you see?
We send the vibes on the nation. LIB and our blood. We in the sky with this shit. Just think it came out the mud.
Kim was always first. Big Jeff, Lil D, D4, KT2 the GOAT, Lock Kick, #1 shoe plug in the city, Tyler Sage. Nano, what's the vibes of another day in paradise? Dominic, Aaron C. Appreciate y'all tapping in, man. Hope everybody having a blessed day. If you're on Facebook, like, share, comment, tap into the daily content. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure y'all tapping in, subscribe, like,
Let me teach you how to vibe.
Daily podcasts go up at 8 a.m.
Let me teach you how to
Picture
vibe.
in picture. As well on Twitch, Amazon Prime. You can sub to the Twitch channel free once a
Let me
month.
teach
It
you
costs
how to
nothing.
vibe.
Shout out to Becker. He used his Amazon Prime sub on the channel as I was ending the stream yesterday. So drop some dragon stickers in the chat, and my dog Young Perp with the 10 gifted subs yesterday. So that puts us at 11 to start out the month of January. How everybody day been going? And if you're not watching on any of those sites, make sure you're watching on Kick. No ads. You can use up to 50 emotes. All you got to do is be a follower to the channel. If you sub, it's greatly appreciated. And you got picture in picture over there. And we do the late night streams. B Walker, what's good? Player Ravens, Joe in the building. He said that scene song is so tough. I love it. You know, I got 7 songs. Hey, look, do me a favor, man. Somebody in the chat, drop the DJ sticker. Somebody who got a sub to the channel, drop the DJ sticker, and I will perform the song. I actually made one of the intros. I got another intro that I can't play because of copyright reasons. A dispute over a beat from years ago, back when Unk was really popping. You know, somebody was mad. They didn't want to sell me the beat outright. You know how that go. Mad because the song was popping. Then we got 2 songs by Kingy Flay. We got really if you go to the playlist, it's a YouTube playlist that has all my songs on it. So you know we got That's Feds Watching. You got you got the Kingy Flay Shotbybuddha intro. Then you got the Vibe Nation. Then you got Warzone intro. We got Queen. And then we got the Mortal Kombat intro. I really had a lot of
Let me
intros
teach you
over
how to
the years,
vibe.
D4 dropped the island. We gonna perform it one time for the one time.
Opioid addiction gets between you and what
We gonna
you
perform
love.
it one time
Once
for the one
monthly
time. Vibe Nation, I might have to switch up the game or something. I might need to get in the booth and make another one. Tone, Cold Line, y'all in the playoffs. What up? Every night, same offense, same defense, same. We just gonna have a little fun. Same guns. Get into Derrick Henry at quarterback because my man Aaron want to know about the music. PA boot, PA boot. Oh my God, the worst play ever on Madden. PA boot. I run the spot, break the contains. You see the chat, they say EA is in the game. Flipping gun, bunch offset formation, left or right. For that don't know, you know they
Let
gon'
me teach
spam
you how
all
to
night.
vibe.
PA boot. PA boot. PA boot.
Hi Mac Music.
Man a zone. DBs be spazzing. YouTube ebooks. It's really just like asking Madden. Murray Mahomes, Lamar Allen, maybe dangerous. You know it's the same 5 teams every time you
Hi
ready
Mac
up.
Music.
PA boot. PA boot. All right, look, I'm just having a little fun with it, man. There's an old intro we made having fun trolling the game. I really should do another intro, like a serious intro for the stream. I got like 10 different intros, but that's just one I made having fun one time. Just being silly, you know, but I do got some serious. Antonio said 21. Hey bro, I ain't gonna lie to you. Antonio, so many people try to troll me about saying I look like 21 Savage over the years. Like, bruh, I used to get teed up about it. Now I just think it's funny. Cause like I did when Call of Duty had the 21 Savage character, I had him and I was playing Call of Duty just for that reason. Like, hey, listen, man, Unc can take a joke. You know what I'm saying? Unc can take a joke. Used to, I see that comment and my face be like this. Now Unc just be like, all right, it's funny, bro. Bro, like, it's because of the hair. Like when I first started twisting my hair like that, and then like I'm probably like 10 pounds. This is my winter weight. You know, I had to put on a little bit of hibernation weight. Like it was summertime. I had just twisted my hair up. I probably had lost like 15 pounds, 20 pounds or something. And you know how Alabama heat be in the summertime, and they just seen their hair. You got a pointy big nose. You know what I'm saying? I was like, all right, I get it. Cause used to be back in the day, people used to say, when I had like the baby fro, people used to say I look like Lindale White. I was like, I didn't look like everybody, but realistically, I really do. Of all people, like me, my oldest daughter, and my
Let me
dad.
teach you
Like,
how to vibe.
you take our kid pictures together and shuffle them, then you have a hard time figuring out who's who. All right, now let's get into the shop talk for today, man. Let's get into the shop talk to today. Hope everybody having a blessed day out there. Swab, Tone, Michael Fuller, Dominic. Yo, League Twitch with the prime sub. Hey, that's a blessing right there. That's love, man. Look, we done got 2 Amazon Prime subs in we got 2 Amazon Prime subs in within 24 hours. Like, So if y'all do got Amazon Prime, you can sub to the Twitch for free if y'all watch on Twitch. Yo, League Twitch, what up, my boy? Appreciate the love, man. Drop them dragon stickers in the chat, man. So yesterday, that's 10 gifted from Young Perp, one of the original members of Vibe Nation, and one Amazon Prime sub from Becker, and one from League Twitch. Appreciate the love, man. Y'all throw them dragon stickers in the chat. And if you not a sub, if you watching on Kick, you can use 50 different emotes for free. And I got some of the coldest emotes that ever, like when it comes to the music, the emotes, the merch, like I feel like I've always had the coldest. Because I think I was one of the first people that make merch that didn't have my name on it. It just had the Vibe logos. So like, it's not like you wearing a Shotbybuddha hat. It's like Vibe Nation. It's a way to put people down with the team. You know what I'm saying? And I was making my own bandanas and shirts before I even had ever got with Geeks Unleashed. That's now Technic. You know, so we still do have that out there. And I'm gonna start my wife be making you know, my daughter got her own merch, and my wife be making upcycling a lot of stuff. And I'm gonna make something real cold. Like I had made this Tennessee Titan denim jacket. I got this old Tennessee Titan leather jacket that I'm going to cut it up and upcycle it and mix it with some denim or something, like I make a cold jacket out of it. And then I'm gonna get her to do something like that and do like a giveaway. So some of y'all can get some of the cold threads that I done gave out over the years. You know what I'm saying? Cause gotta have some drip, man. Vibe Nation got the coldest drip of everybody. He said LT. Oh, Michael Fuller is League Twitch. Okay, man, salute. That's love. I appreciate some of y'all that's following me on all the social media platforms. I try to engage with it all. And specifically, we trying to grow on YouTube. We getting close to the watch hours, and that was my game plan, was to try to get close to watch hours on YouTube without having to like strictly just grind game streams and stuff over there. I wanted to do it naturally, that people was actually watching the content and actually enjoying it and actually clicking on 8 o'clock in the morning. The shop talks, I always chop them up. So all the fluff that we do, I just chop it with straight conversation. And if it's any questions that y'all have, feel free to throw questions in the comments, and I'll make whole videos of it, or I'll make that a portion of the shop talk that I try to address all y'all questions. I'm here for the engagement, not to just sound like a talking head. Nobody likes a content creator that thinks they know it all, even though I do be undefeated, you know, and all that. But I'm saying nobody likes the content creator or the journalist or whoever that is the know-it-all, seem like they just above every. You can never be smarter than your audience. You can be more informed, but you can never try to sound like you smarter than your audience. Then there's the detachment. 2 times in the building, Statman in the building. But let's get into today's topic.
Let me teach you how to
Shop
vibe.
Talk. Not only was there already openings in Nashville, in Las Vegas, in Cleveland, in New Yiddy. Not only was there openings in Arizona, and then Baltimore, now Miami, who said that they were going to have meetings and meet with Mike McDaniel about whether he was going to stay or whether he was going to go. Now, there's a lot of firepower coaching wise when you talk about Cliff Kingsbury, Mike McDaniel, Kubiak, McCarthy. It's some offensive names out there that, you know, can get it done. Then on the defensive side, the Brian Flores, Robert Salas, the mentors, you know, you got Shula. I'm gonna be honest with y'all, because I never thought that the Tennessee Titans was the first choice for a coach, because now a coach that was gonna go to one of these jobs and rebuild can just say, I can just go coach Lamar, you know. And you know, for some of the teams, Miami and Atlanta would be good openings. I just think some of these teams are in cap hell, where they don't have draft picks and they don't have money. And you know, the Dolphins still have Tua under a big contract. Tyreek Hill is still under a big contract, and they already had a mass exodus of players from Christian Wilkins to Raheem Mostert Jonnu Smith, Jalen Ramsey, Javon Holland, Jerome Baker. Like in the last 2 years, they have just been having an exodus of talent in Miami. And at one point, I think they were shopping to see what they could get for Jalen Waddle. And then they decided,
Let me
no, that
teach you how
Jalen
to
Waddle's going to
vibe.
be a building block of what they want to do. And, you know, that's the navigation of questions to say, if I'm the Tennessee Titans, I told y'all in the beginning, I would have been trying to get Kubiak. I would have been trying to get Shoot. I would just go get a new name. Don't be scared because Callahan dropped the ball and Rand dropped the ball with his coaching staff. What they need to do now is go get 2 former head coaches that don't get the jobs they want and bring them in as DC with one of the young guys. When you think about Mike Tomlin and John Harbaugh, 20-year tenured coaches, careers and jobs on the hot seat, contingent upon a field goal and an extra point was the difference between letting the 20-year head coach that's won a Super Bowl. And, you know, Mike Tomlin has never had a losing season. John Harbaugh, and we know what he's done. And you just have to think, how old was John Harbaugh and Mike Tomlin when they first took their jobs? You know, so if, you know, these guys are in their early 60s and they've been coaching for 20 years and had legendary careers. You think about Pete Carroll in his 70s. Go back to 20 years that they have been elite coaches in the NFL and say, let me find somebody in that young age that was when they started. So, you know, these guys was in their early 40s. You know, the game is getting younger, late 30s, early 40s. Shoot for a younger coach and bring in some established head coaches that can't make the jump from getting fired to getting a head coaching job, or ones that have their eyes on being a head coach again, being a retread, but know maybe they're an offensive coach that need to call plays, or maybe they're a defensive coach that's got to show that they can come in and get more production out of these rosters. So that was my thought, you know. And I like Kubiak because Kubiak fundamentally runs the football. If Mike McDaniel was to be the offensive coordinator in Nashville for the next 2 years, I would not mind it. I mean, Devin Achane, however you say his name, and Ollie Gordon, you know, Miami Dolphins use a lot of motion and get the ball to their backs, and they're skill position players. And, you know, any type of offensive output, I feel like would be a benefit for Cam Ward, having somebody that was a former head coach, helping him groom himself into the quarterback of the future for the Tennessee Titans. All right, now let's get into the chat. I had a feeling Miami was a team that
Let me
contacted
teach you how to
Harbaugh.
vibe.
At the time, it was 6 openings and 7 teams contacted his agent. So there's a team out that made the call but still had a coach. That's true. That's one to think about. I mean, but also it was some of these teams got rid of their GMs and their coaches. So the new GM might have not had time to get in. It'd have a meeting with the head coach, and it could have been, hey, what do y'all already have set?
Let me
put
teach
some
you how to
feelers out to some
vibe.
coaches and set up some interviews behind the scenes. And then by the time we meet,
Let me
it'll hit the
teach you
fan.
how to
You know,
vibe.
it's like maybe a 24-hour window left or right. I mean, they're not wrong to. I mean, it's kind of like you ain't in a committed relationship with somebody. Y'all kind of on the outs, and you taking phone calls, you responding to text messages. You feel me, KT? I'm too nervous watching the Miami Hurricanes play right now. You need a cigarette. D Brown say, yo, talk to me, bear down. Yeah, Kevin Byard, Tennessee Titan legend, lead the league in interceptions. Another blunder from Rand Carthon, telling Kevin Byard he needs to take a pay cut. Sent it to the Eagles and got Terrell Edmonds and 2 picks. One of them was Jaquan Jackson. The other one was Jarvis Brownlee Jr. And they just traded him from a 5th to a 6th. So whatever they pick with that 6th round pick will be in effect what we got back for Kevin Byard, as he's still we haven't truly replaced Kevin Byard. Elijah Molden would have been the better fit to keep when they got rid of him, but he went to the Chargers. And I think Kevin Winston Jr. will be the free safety of the future. Xavier Woods has played solid for us, but in between that time, it's been a carousel.
teach you
But
how to
nobody to the
vibe.
level of Kevin Byard, because Roger McCreary was the only cornerback that had an interception for us this year. He's no longer on the roster. He's on the Rams. And Xavier Woods was the only DB that had picks outside of that. So, but nothing like league leading interceptions. Bloody was good. Miami or Ole Miss, I could care less. Alabama's out. I just want to see some good football. I want to see it come down to the last second. I want to see somebody cry. Appreciate all the reactions. D Brown, Bloody, William D. Sean, Alonzo, 2-time with the share bomb, Adam L, Suave. Tighten up, Stevie B. Teams don't have a quarterback like Cam Ward to build around. They don't, but the Giants do. The Ravens already have a QB. The Raiders have the first pick. So if it's a coach that doesn't like Cam Ward, will get his pick to choose if he wants Fernando Mendoza, Ty Simpson, or Dante Moore, or if he wants to go the veteran route. The Cardinals still have Kyler Murray, depending on the coach that comes in, whether they want to keep Kyler Murray or pay him an extra $18 million in March. So it's not just a quarterback to build around. Those other teams have different things. If you're taking over Atlanta, you have your choice between, do you want to ride with Michael Penix or do you want to go with Kirk Cousins? You have two options in that route. So even if you Miami, if you take over Miami, do you think you could fix Tua? If you don't, you already drafted Quinn Ewers. I mean, there's the thing, some of these teams, the Cleveland Browns have 2 first-round picks and Shedeur Sanders. All these teams got their pros and cons. If you take the Ravens and you take Lamar, a lot of pressure for you to get to the playoffs and win games in the playoffs next year. Do you see McDaniel as a head coach? Nah, he's going to be somebody's offensive coordinator. Exclusive, what up? Arthur Smith reacts to Titans head coaching interest. What do I think about Ty Simpson's decision? I think he made a smart decision. You're going to be fighting for your job in Alabama next year. I know that sounds crazy to some people, but with the new NIL, when Keelan Russell decides to come back, you're going to have a fight on your hands, or you're going to have to hit the portal. If you Ty Simpson, Fernando Mendoza is probably the top pick at QB. But if Dante Moore goes back to college, then if you Ty Simpson, with all the teams that need a quarterback, you'll more than likely get picked in the first round. You won't get done like Shedeur Sanders. It'd be tossed to the 5th round behind Dylan Gabriel in the 3rd. You'll get picked in the 1st or 2nd round if Ty Simpson come out. So even at worst, if Dante Moore come out and the team don't believe in him, he still at worst would be like Tyler Shuck getting drafted in the 2nd and getting the opportunity to compete for a job. Or he'll go somewhere that's already good that'll pick him to groom him, like the Rams or somewhere like that already got a QB. Because the Rams do have 2 first-round picks. They got Atlanta's pick and their own. Bama went down there to kick 3 points. Yeah, that was. But Bama's problem was Bama couldn't run the football all year. And when Bama can't run the football and teams can sit back with 2 high safeties and just blitz the whole game and play coverage, it's like playing Madden against somebody and you just know they can't dot you up and they can't handle the blitz. Because even if you got, even if you got Caden Proctor, who's going to be probably a 1st-round pick at left tackle, and Brailsford, who's probably going to be an NFL center in the top 100, and Roberts, if he comes out and is healthy, will be, drafted in the NFL. You have 3 NFL linemen, but if you can't run the football And the Alabama has shuffled 4 or 5 different running backs all year. Nobody could stay healthy and nobody could continue to be effective. So you've seen it in the Oklahoma game. You've seen it in the Indiana game. You've seen it in the Georgia game in the SEC championship. Bama couldn't run the football this year, and it made them one-dimensional.
Let me teach you how to
A
vibe.
one-dimensional team is not hard to beat. This game finna be fire. He said, "Can I ask you a question? You ever thought about your life would be like if you're a high-ranking gang-banging boss, like your own crew and everything? Why in the hell would I think about being a gang member?" That would be the biggest waste of my life possible. I am a high-ranking gang member in my own family. So I don't have to worry about the crew. I got 2 daughters, a wife, and a big family, so I don't necessarily need to worry about a gang. That is my gang. Because guess what? If you're in a gang and you go to jail and you call the rest of your members, they're either gonna rat or leave you in there. You call your family will come to your defense. And dumbest question of the day goes to take him. Unc ain't got time for no gang shit. Y'all see what all the gang members is doing to each other online. They already getting RICO charges. All right. Smash them shares and red. Jim Leonard gonna be good, underrated, higher. Yeah, 2 times a gang. I mean, exclusive. That lets you know that, like, I got thick skin. I'm a professional with it. I can professionally answer a dumbass question about gangs. 42 years old. The hell would I be care about a damn gang? I think gangs is some of the stupidest shit that ever was existed. You feel me, Nano? He said ESPN had y'all taking Arvell Reese. Yeah, I mean, like, I've had this debate, and I would love to have this debate. Any Titans creator media that are just so high strung on thinking that we should take Jordan Tyson or Carnell Tate at 4. I think either you're going to take Arvell Reese or Ruben Bain, or there's a 6'5" edge rusher that's 250 pounds and runs a 4.5 sub 40 that runs in the combine that would change my mind. That if we're not taking an edge at 4, the Tennessee Titans need to trade back and get capital, because there's not a cornerback that's going in the top 10. Caleb Downs may go in the top 10. Jeremiah Love might go in the top 10. Offensive tackles might go in the top 10, but I just don't see a world that somebody could make me believe that Carnell Tate and Jordan Tyson are so good that you take them at 4, that you couldn't trade back and double up your picks and get Chris Bell, Denzel Boston, Chris Brazel, KC Concepcion, Jacoby Lane, Jeremy Bernard, Nick Harbor, Zachariah Branch. Like, it's gonna like Surratt. It's gonna be a lot of wide receivers that's gonna fall in that late 1st, 2nd, all the way up to the 4th round. We just drafted 2 wide receivers and a tight end in the 4th round, and all 3 of them was part of a record-breaking class, you know, with Jim DK, Gunnar Helm, and Alec Aomana. I just don't see a world where the Titans, now if Jeremiah Smith or Tetroa McMillan or Travis Hunter was there at 4, then I wouldn't bat my eyes. But, like, I just don't think Carnell Tate and Jordan Tyson are that good that I could just, like, burn a 4th pick for a wide receiver right there. So hopefully that answered both y'all questions. Exclusive. That's who I would, if I'm picking top 5, it's got to be Arvell Reese, Ruben Bain, or Keldrick Falk. Is David Bailey or somebody gonna have a crazy combine? You know, I wouldn't mind that. You know, you spent
Let me teach you
$82
how to
million on
vibe.
Dan Moore. Peter Skoronski is a 1st round pick. JC Latham is a 1st round pick. $55 million on Lloyd Cushenberry. you're not drafting a guard at 4th overall pick at right guard because Zietler's out. You probably put Jackson Slater in at right guard, or Corey Levin, or Dellinger, or Moss, or Haynes, or because you know what I'm saying. Like I don't think you're not taking a guard that high, not taking a linebacker that high, not taking. There's no Pat Surtain in this draft that you got to jump up there and take. Because remember last year Will Johnson was supposed to be the top 10 corner, and he went second round to the Cardinals. Wound up being really good, you know, but he went second round. So in your mind, it's like, you're not drafting running back at number 4 because Titans got way too many holes, and Tony Pollard's getting $8 million plus next year. It's Tajay Spears last year, and you drafted Khalil Mullins. I don't see a world where they blow a 4th pick on Jeremiah Love. So in my mind, to answer that question, if the Titans are not drafting edge at 4, and it's only a few people that it could possibly be, they need to trade back and load up on some capital because we just got way too many holes. Titans only going to have like 33 or 34 people under contract by the time the draft hits. So, you know, you're going to have a big free agent period, which the Titans got the most free agent cap space and a lot of extra draft picks. Titans got pick 4, pick 35, pick 66, pick 101, the first pick in the 4th round. And then they have 2 5th rounds, 2 6th round, and the 7th. And that's without them trading anybody. That's not with Will Levis or Xavier Woods or anybody else getting traded. Yeah, kicked Will. That was the dumbest question last year and this year. Q. But that's who I think JC Latham will have a really good year next year. He played good down the stretch, heavily penalized, but he said it after the season. I didn't think he was healthy when he came back against Max Crosby. I mean, you get hurt the first half of the first game against the Broncos, and you come back in week 6, the week your coach get fired and your offensive line coach get fired is the week you coming back off of injury to block Max Crosby 1-on-1 on the road with a rookie QB. And at a time where the Titans were not able to run the football at all. So that's who I want the Titans to draft. I want them to say there is a definitive edge that we want to take at 4. Because my estimation, if Dante Moore come out and Ty Simpson come out, it ups the value of our pick because the Cardinals pick in front of us. It goes Raiders, Jets, Cardinals, then us. And then so it's like, you know, Raiders and Jets is picking QBs. And then if it's a third quarterback like Ty Simpson that come out, if he have a really good pro day or something, you know, it makes the 3rd and 4th pick valuable. You could do like the Browns did last year, which was trade from 2 to 5. Jags traded up to get Travis Hunter at 2. Browns dropped to 5, took Mason Graham, and then got their quarterback later. And then in between there was Harold Fanning, Quinshawn Judkins, Dylan Sampson, and Carson Schlesinger. So, you know, Schlesinger, Sampson, Judkins, and Harold Fanning, like those was your next picks before the Dylan Gabriel Shadur stuff. You know, it's like you got to, and they got the Jaguars 1st round pick this year. So the Browns got they pick, which is at the top of the draft, and then they got the Jaguars pick, which will be a playoff pick towards the back end of the 1st round. But Browns in really good position. They got a few moves to make in the offseason to free up some cap space, but they'll be fine. They'll figure it out. He said, don't read another question until you look to your left and see if they like the stream. Yeah, everybody in here some OGs, man. They've been liking the stream, man. Appreciate y'all. D Kane, D Brown Q. Make sure y'all following their YouTube. Hey, look, I know I shut the Discord down, but I shut it down to make people react and engage with the content because we getting real close on YouTube watch hours. We hit that and we be partnering on YouTube. That's another notch under our belt, and we need that. 8 a.m. every morning, the broken down versions of Shop Talk go up. Dre Day say, what did I miss? Nothing. We just kind of just start introing into the draft and this coaching carousel. And let me address the negative Nancy's in the Titan fan base and the Titan haters. The people that say like, no good coach will ever come to the Titans. It's like, I just bat my eyes like, okay, bro. Like, at the end of the day, you're gonna sit down for an interview, and they're gonna say there's 7 or 8 jobs open. This job has unlimited cap space, a blank slate, a first round, a number 1 pick at quarterback. You got the best defensive interior defensive lineman in NFL on the other side of the ball.
Let me teach you how to vibe.
You're gonna have like 10 draft picks and unlimited money, and you can build the staff however you want. Next year, you're gonna get a new stadium, and the front office has aligned itself to where they're gonna be out of your way to let you control the football team. If that ain't good enough for one of these, most of these coaches are retread coaches that have losing records, or somebody getting a coaching job for the first time. So like the thought that the Titans can't get a good coach is just
Let me teach you how to vibe.
because guess what? It's only 32 NFL teams for somebody to be a head coach at. So Tennessee
me
Titans
teach you
are
how to
for sure.
vibe.
Because you look at some of the other teams that have vacancies, they have worse front offices than us. They kind of have a question mark at quarterback, and they don't have like some of these teams don't even have draft picks. So she was good. Imagine if the Browns took Travis Hunter and got Shador. Imagine if the Browns didn't burn they they pick in the 3rd round, which was a top 100 pick on Dylan Gabriel. What if they would have just took Shador Sanders anyways, and they had another top 100 pick? So like humor yourself and go back and look at the first 100 people drafted and say like in the 3rd round, who all could the Browns have taken with that pick with Dylan Gabriel on top of Samson, Judkins, Schlesinger, Harold Fanning, and Mason Graham. Like they could have addressed another position. Like NFL top 100 picks is gold because you don't make your team up with first rounders. You make your team up with 2nd through 6th rounders. Whoever you pick in the 2nd through 6th round is the bulk of your team. You know, think about like Aronde Gasson in the 5th round. Kyle Monungai was a 7th round pick this year. Like a lot of good players. The 49ers starting corner Upton Stout was a 3rd round pick. Like you get quality players around in their 2nd, 3rd. Like the Titans clean house. You know, the 3rd round was Kevin Winston Jr. 4th round was Tim DK, Gunnar Helm, and Alec Aomaner. So it's like the bulk of your team gonna be made up in those rounds. Chiga Conquo was the last pick in the 4th round. Kevin Byard was a 4th round pick. Derrick Henry was the 2nd. AJ Brown was the 2nd. You know, Harold Landry, like a lot of the players that we took was those 2nd through 4th round. That Amy and coaches don't get along. Actually, she do. See, that's the misconception. Like Amy had Malarkey and then switched Malarkey for Vrabel, which got us to AFC Championship game, 3 division titles, number 1 seed in the AFC. Like all that came off of Amy. Now Amy and Vrabel's relationship fell out because John Robinson, Todd Downing getting a DUI, and them not getting along. Vrabel wanting more power in the organization, and her listening to the wrong people. It's like, but I think because she did what she did this time, let it be known, like everybody was dogging Amy out, but getting rid of Callahan was absolutely the right decision. And then after getting rid of Callahan, made Chad Brinker and Bergonzi come out and be transparent, and then made Burke Nihill go deal with the stadium with Roger Goodell when he came to Nashville, and they was promising us the Super Bowl. Then when you say Chad Brinker is gonna handle this, and it's gonna be Mike Bergonzi leading the coaching search, and you're gonna tie Bergonzi to the coach, and you still got Reggie McKenzie and those guys, former GMs that's working up under him, helping him scout. Like with the draft that they had this year and allowing Bergonzi to pick his coach, I think that Amy is showing that she willing to do what it takes. You know, it's everybody can't say their owner ain't putting a new stadium out and hiring a huge behemoth of a team to try and fix the team and get things right. I mean, look at your team, the Giants, on record saying how bad they blundered the Saquon Barkley, Daniel Jones situation. You know what I'm saying? Daboll getting fired over the blue tent catastrophe of having y'all rookie quarterback have concussion protocol so many times last year. Look at the Browns. Who wanted Shador? Who didn't want Shador? Who picked him? Who didn't pick him? Who wanted him? Who didn't want him? You got him in Chicago backed up on the 1 yard line. His opening snap in Chicago in 10-degree weather, and the coaching staff gave him the wrong wristband. It's a whole lot of organizations that got way more problems than us. I mean, the Dolphins are in cap hell. Tyreek Hill done had his 50th baby, and you don't know if he wants to play football anymore. Bad medical malpractice got Tua as a walking concussion, and he's due $1 gazillion. The Cardinals, with Gannon punching a player this year, getting fired, and you got a clause on your starting $50 million quarterback that say he can't play Call of Duty too much. There's a lot of things that got way more things that they need to deal with than the Tennessee Titans. Don't get me started on the Raiders and the fact that the Raiders are gonna have Geno Smith getting $38 million next year guaranteed, and Pete Carroll out and Chip Kelly out. Where are you going with the Raiders if Max Crosby decide that he don't want to play in Las Vegas next year? Every team that is vying for a coaching job, I say Baltimore is the best fit for somebody that want to plug and play. And then next, I would probably say behind that would be like the Giants, like Atlanta. Facebook always crash. Still the draft second round linebacker. LB3 got that it factor. She wants the range. She trying her best to get that. She really is. Yo, are y'all still tapped in on Kick, Twitch, and YouTube? Like, if y'all still good on Kick, Twitch, and YouTube, I'm gonna just keep it rolling. Facebook will just have to miss out. That sucks though. Facebook is always crashing. Like, they don't want you to be live no more on Facebook. 42 minutes in the stream cut. As long as y'all good everywhere else, we good. Yeah, Amy do want that rain though. Talk to me, let me know y'all there, and we'll keep rolling. If we just drop in Facebook. It's another reason all right, Kicks will say we still good. That's another reason why I wanna I don't think that it is, but I wanna build me a new PC this year. I wanna learn how to build a PC. And then I'm gonna build one and then build my daughter one. So like whatever I do in content, I'm gonna just take it and invest it back in there. I mean, all right, so we good to go, man. If we cut Facebook, we just cut Facebook. Facebook, I had to miss out. But pretty easy to build. Yeah, I see memory is expensive right now, so it's like I watch Tech Source. I don't know if y'all into Tech Source, but I watch Tech Source, and he be doing the budget builds and building people's PCs for the stream giveaways and stuff. Like it's like it's like used to be graphics cards used to be hard to get. Now it seems like memory is hard to get. NC boy, what's good, my boy? But keep the questions coming. Keep the questions coming. This coaching search has been a fun one. But if you had my guess, if I'm the Titans, I either draft edge and or trade back, and I go after one of these young offensive minded coaches and bring in a former head coach as DC. We good, NC boy. How about yourself, bro? Hope you getting the new year started off right. I honestly think that if you go with the young offensive mind and he works out, then you don't have to worry about changing OCs, every other year. Now I'm cool if they go with a defensive minded coach. He's just gonna have to have an eye for talent when it comes to the coordinators, because I think if Harbaugh goes somewhere, Denard Wilson might be his DC. I think Denard Wilson turned water into wine in Nashville with what he was given. You know, he never had talent on defense, and always had a defense that could keep the Titans in the game. Said money is mostly the issue, but actually building it is easy. Still surprised. I'm not surprised that he got fired, because him and Tomlin, people have been like media hunting, wanting them both to get fired. But the killing part about them is, if Tomlin, if he makes the field goal, is it Tomlin? He missed the field goal, it was Harbaugh. Before that, if Tomlin would have lost, you would have said Mike Tomlin would have got fired because the kicker missed the extra point. Like, are we saying that coaches that have spent 20 years coaching their teams and won Super Bowls get fired coming down to an extra point or a 30-yard field goal? I think you have to give a better explanation for wanting to get rid of a guy, that if you have a meeting and say, hey, we had a good 20-year run, we mutually agreed to part ways, we want to go in a different direction with some young energy. And it could be a Tony Dungy, John Gruden situation. You know, you could have a situation like that, or they could be looking back on it and be like the Tennessee Volunteers when they got rid of Philip Fulmer and they ain't done nothing since. It could be some situations like that, like the Penn State Nittany Lions might be that, you know, James Franklin might not won the big one, but he had them more consistent than anybody that had him in the last 30 years outside of Showergate, you know, Sandusky Gate. So it's like sometimes, you know, the grass ain't always greener when it comes to wanting to get rid of your coach. I mean, Tennessee Titans can say whatever they want about the last year that year and a half that Mike Vrabel was there, but deep down there's disdain in the front office of the Titans, knowing that they maybe jumped the gun and getting rid of Vrabel and watching him ball out in New England. And then if you got rid of Stefanski and you had Mike Vrabel in Cleveland, nobody ever talks about that, but Mike Vrabel was in Cleveland with Stefanski, and they didn't. If you was gonna get rid of Stefanski, like, why not just say we're gonna just promote Mike Vrabel and get Stefanski out of here? I don't know, because it's not like the Browns haven't picked top 5 2 years in a row the same way that we have. You want Josh in Atlanta? It says Saleh and McDaniel. That would be cool, but it's like they have to get along and it would have to work. It have to make sense. You know, I've seen people talk about that. I would rather have Kubiak and then have McDaniel as the OC and then have a DC like Raheem Morris or somebody, or, you know, this give me Shula with give me Shula and put Stefanski as OC. Like, you know, do something like that. But I just think if you just looking at the tail end of Mike Tomlin and Harbaugh in the early 60s and say they've been coaching for 20 years and you want to move with new energy, then you be looking at somebody in their late 30s or early 40s to getting a younger coach. I mean, I wouldn't mind a defensive minded coach in Nashville, but the defensive minded coach has the right OCC. You think about Mike Vrabel in New England. We got McDaniels as his offensive coordinator, but he's the offensive coordinator that's gonna have a long road to being a head coach. Like, it don't matter how good the Patriots offense is, unless they win the Super Bowl, he's not getting a head coaching job. You know, being a retread, like, because he's already been there before. But this is his road to get back. So I can't doubt what a man can do, because he might get the Patriots on a deep run this year and get looks at head coach next year. Who knows? But the Ben Johnsons, the Liam Cohens, I want to go that direction. The McDonald's to the Seahawks. Give me the young guy and let me put a veteran coaching staff with him, to where I can have some continuity for the first contract for Cam Ward. like his first 4 years in Nashville. Let me get him something solid. Seahawks coach, someone that know how to call offense. Yeah, that's why I say Kubiak. Like if you gave me like Kubiak or Shula or Mentor, or you gave me a young coach that's getting an opportunity and put 2 ex-head coaches as they, like when Dan Quinn went to the Commanders, he took Cliff Kingsbury as OC, but Cliff Kingsbury had already been a head coach in Arizona. So it's like you got a head coach that's just in control of the offense. So you got somebody you can go to. They just made the mistake. Rand Carthon made the mistake. I say it 1,000 times over, of letting Brian Callahan be a first-time head coach and a first-time play caller with a first-time OC, a first-time DC, and a first-time special teams coach. And Denard performed the best out of all of those that they hired. So it's like there's no way you can hire in the whole building is their first time. So I'd rather have a young first-time head coach with some new ideas, with some veteran coordinators behind him for the next couple of years. It's BS firing him 18, 20 years. I ain't gonna say it's BS because when it's time, right? You know, look at all the time that Pete Carroll spent in Seattle before he moved on. But, you know, nobody's complaining now that they got McDaniel and they got the number 1 seed in the NFC. You know, so it's like, the funny part is a field goal decided whether Mike Tomlin or John Harbaugh would get fired. A field goal and an extra point. But, you know, the Chiefs had an awful season this year, and nobody's even blinking about saying, should Andy Reid be on the hot seat? Like, it's not even a thought. You know what I'm saying? So it just depends on people listening to the media. Because, like, one of these teams that fired their coach because they listened to the media is going to be that made a mistake. Why the Browns family won't fire, Bengals won't fire Zach Taylor, fire Marvin Lewis back in the day. I think it's because he got them to a Super Bowl and Joe Burrow was hurt most of the year, and the front office made the mistake with the Bengals. I know it's easy to say Zach Taylor, but realistically, not being a Bengals fan, saying y'all made the mistake and didn't pay Trey Hendrickson. Y'all drafted Shamar Turner and didn't pay him. So the NFL sack leader and the guy you drafted to replace him, you didn't pay either one of them, and your defense sucks. You know what this is similar to? I've been saying this, and I've been on the record saying this. The Bengals and the Dallas Cowboys are twins, except for the Bengals have been to a Super Bowl recently. All your money is loaded up at 2 receivers and a quarterback, and your defense give up 50 points a game. And then when you do get defensive players and they want to get paid because they look across and see 2 $30 million receivers out there and a $50-60 million quarterback, the guy that get 20 sacks or 17 sacks or 15 sacks is saying, man, can I get 25 or 30? And we ain't got no bread for you. So it's like Trey Henderson is going to be leaving just like Micah Parsons left. You know, so it's a similar situation. Like the Bengals and the Cowboys is Black Mirror each other. Teams that spend all their money on offense and didn't have nothing left for their defense. Can't blame the coach if you take the best defensive players and don't pay them. And then you have a quarterback who led the NFL and then a receiver who got the triple crown. Like you had the best receiver and the best statistical receiver and quarterback in the NFL last season and didn't make the playoffs because your defense is ass. The same way the Cowboys is like Dak Prescott, if the Cowboys was in the playoff, would be an MVP talk. You know, Javonte Williams had a good season. George Pickens had a top 3 season. CeeDee Lamb had a top 10 season. It's like they offensively they did their thing, but you know when your defense when the Cowboys score 40, the defense give up 41. You know, it's just that was the Cowboys. And they waited too long to try to fix it and trying to like make moves. Like, no, you shouldn't wait to the last minute to sign your guys. You should have already paid Micah Parsons. Shouldn't be getting down to the franchise tag. He says Zach called Kubiak too boring. Why would you call Kubiak too boring? Like, what's boring about being able to run the football and play action and be efficient at the quarterback position and having a defense that's at the top of the league? What's boring? Like the Broncos, the Seahawks, the Eagles, the Patriots, like all the teams that's at the top of the league are boring. Mike Vrabel was boring. Jeff Fisher was boring. Bill Belichick was boring. Nick Saban was boring. Good coaches are boring. You know what I'm saying? Like, Tennessee Titans need some boring. Top 3 coaches you want. I wonder what other coaches are about to get fired. How I feel about McCarthy.